Good morning, everybody. We seem to be having some type of difficulties, but that's okay. We will get there in the end. So, Mark is my name, and this is my first time doing a graduate class, if you want to call it that, on the 5 a.m. here, and it's really grateful to be here with you all. I really, really am. Yeah, and gratitude. What is it? Well, I know for me, gratitude, it's a positive emotion that involves being thankful and appreciative, and it's associated with several mental and physical health benefits as well. You know, when you experience gratitude, you feel grateful for something or someone in your life, and you respond with feelings of kindness, warmth, and possibly other forms of generosity, maybe. But when we think of the word gratitude, the word gratitude can have a number of different meanings depending on how others use it and in what context. And in general terms, gratitude stems from the recognition that something good has happened to you, accompanied by an appraisal that someone, whether another individual or an impersonal source such as nature or a divine entity, God, or whatever you choose that to be, was responsible for it. So the subject of gratitude, has gained interest in, religious scholars and philosophers and all that type of stuff. But research on gratitude, didn't really take off until about the 1940s, 1950s, as psychologists and sociologists began to examine the true impact that gratitude could have on individuals and groups. And since then, interest in the topic has grown considerably as the potential health benefits became increasingly apparent. Now, I didn't start practicing gratitude for health reasons. Some of you may know we may not know, I was homeless. What would it be, the 27th of September 2022, 27th September 2020, I was homeless. I had spent many weeks living on the streets without food, without water, without money, without friends, without family, devoid of anything. And I was given the opportunity to get off the streets of Dublin. And I was taken in with this lovely charity who I'm still heavily engaged with today for lots of different reasons now than I was back then. And I got involved in their recovery program. And their recovery program lasted 3 months, and I had the benefit of being able to do their recovery program 3 times, which 9 months. So, but one day, my guru type guy that I refer to, lovely man by the name of Paul Matthews, and there was 10 of us, 10 guys like me, in addiction, and we would do group classes 2 or 3 times a week, from 10:30 until 12:30, or 2:30 until 4:30. But one day, came up in the class towards the end of the class, about 10 minutes towards the end of the class, or the session, whatever you want to call it. And I turned around to people, turns around to everybody and said, "What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for?" And I had no idea what gratitude for, was. I had no idea what to be grateful. You know, I had no meaning. I had no understanding. I had no feeling of what it felt like to be grateful. I had none. So at the end of the class, I went to him and I said, "Listen, Paul, this grateful stuff. I said, what's the jazz? What's going on?" And he said to me, "Well, what are you grateful for?" And I said, "I really don't know." And he said, "Grateful for being alive." I said, "Of course I am. Is there something?" Be grateful to be able to breathe, be able to walk, talk, eat, sleep, drink. Well, what about them? Your hearing, your sight, your legs, all that stuff. Be grateful for that. I was like, "Yeah." And I said, "But I'm also grateful for being sober." And he went, "Aha." Okay, so now we're getting to it. And so he said, "Listen, go off and write your gratitude list. Put 3 or 4, 5, 6, whatever, as many things as you want down on it." And at the time, I had 3 things: being sober, being alive, and being with the silent community. So I went straight back down to him and I gave him the gratitude list. I said, "There you go. What am I going to do with that?" And he looked at it. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Why? Why are you grateful? And that sent me down, if you want to call it, like a rabbit hole of self-discovery, a rabbit hole of self-awareness that lasted months and still continues to this day for me. And I practice it every day. I write gratitude journals. Not a gratitude journal, I write gratitude lists, but they can also turn into journals because of the amount of whys that I have. So, what is gratitude? What does it being grateful for? What does it look like? And how do you know if you are experiencing a sense of gratitude? Now, everybody's level or sense of gratitude will be completely different based on your life experiences. So, lots of people may not have gone to the extent of losing everything in their life and building it back up in the way that I did, in only the way that I knew how to do it. So my level of gratitude could be different to yours. Your level of gratitude could be different to the next person, and so on. But it doesn't matter. It's all to do with the feeling, where you feel it, because we all do everything in this life based on feelings. We have a thought, leads onto a feeling leads onto emotion leads onto an action, and then a behavior, and then an experience. So again, getting back to, what does gratitude look like? Gratitude, it's a feeling. The feeling that you have all over you, well, really from there up. And expressing your appreciation or your thankfulness or your gratitude, for what, that has just been given to you, or for what has come into your life, or for the experience that you've just had, can show up in a number of different ways. So, for example, spending a few moments thinking about the things in your life that you were grateful for. Think about that today, just the things that you were grateful for, before I get into the really heavy stuff. How do you get to feel it? Stopping to observe and acknowledge the beauty and wonder of something you encounter, in your daily life. Could be feel that you pass by every day. Think of something like that. Beauty. Because I know for me, the world out there is just a complete wonder for me. And every morning I wake up, I am in awe of it, because it's there, it's been given to us. I'm truly grateful for it. I really, really am. What about being thankful, being grateful for your health? You know, what about thanking someone for the positive influence they have had in your life? What about calling myself this group? I wouldn't be in this group if Colin hadn't set it up. I would have never heard about it. So I'm truly grateful, Colin, for you, because what you are doing is you are in the business of serving others. You set up this to be able to help others. I'm truly grateful that you've given me the opportunity to not alone help others, but to help myself. So doing something kind for another person to show that you are grateful. For example, I know for me, I write a letter to somebody. I have a desk here and I have lots of paper and I have envelopes and I have stamps and I have loads of pens, and I take the time out to write people a letter to tell them how truly grateful I am for what they have done for me. And I write an awful lot of letters because I have an awful lot of stuff to be truly grateful for. Paying attention to the small things in your life that bring you joy and peace. Think about them, the small little things, whatever it is. Could be the running water that allows you to put water into a kettle, boil a kettle, the electricity that we never even think of, that we rely so much on. You know, that I wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't electricity. I wouldn't be able to put power on the laptop. I wouldn't be able to power the webcam. I wouldn't have the lights. I wouldn't have the TV with the nice little soft music in the background. Think about those type of things. And, being grateful. It doesn't matter if it's a big thing. It doesn't matter if it's a small thing. This feeling is still the same. It really is. The feeling, it's all to do with feelings. Now, couple that with an elevated emotion when we get really emotional about it. I'm going to leave that for another time, right? Okay, but you can elevate your tendency, okay, to experience gratitude, your tendency, by asking yourself maybe a few delving questions. For example, do you feel like you have a lot to be thankful for in your life? Or are you constantly looking at things that you don't have? And if you made a list of all the things that you were grateful for, it'd be a long list, it'd be a short list. And when you look at the world, can you find many things in the world to be grateful for? And you feel like your appreciation for life, and others has grown stronger since you got older? Do you frequently experience moments when you appreciate someone or something? And do you appreciate a wide variety of people in your life? And if you answered yes to most of those things that I've just asked, and there, we want to call them questions or delving, whatever you want to call them, you probably have a strong sense of gratitude. And if you answered no to too many of them, you could take steps to bring more gratitude into your life. So, on the days that you find that you can't find anything to be grateful for, well, they truly are the days where you need to get out a shovel and start digging, because at the end of the day, there's always something to be grateful for. It doesn't matter what it is, there is always something to be grateful that you got up this morning, because there's some people that didn't. Some people took their last breath last night. You have yours. Some people are completely unhealthy. They're going to die today. You're walking, talking, breathing, eating, all of that stuff. And just one little suggestion that I'm going to make. What can I put my hands on here? Right. Get yourself one of these. A gratitude jar. And get yourself a load of these. And anytime you find something out of your thing, whatever it is, write it down and then put it in the jar. I'll just pick one of these things out there. And what we go for? We go for green. Green's good. What I have in there, I'm truly grateful for the amazing apartment that I can sleep in, cry in, rest in, but most of all, where my son can come and stay and feel safe, and feel wanted, and feel needed, and feel cared for, and feel cherished. Here we go, that's just one there. So just IKEA. I printed that out myself. Get yourself a gratitude jar. Pick them up in IKEA. $3.99, whatever it is. One of the best things you'll ever do in your life. And leave it somewhere where you can see it every day. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. And I shall chat to you soon.